This is a story about an ordinary afternoon that became extraordinary, about the invisible thread between life and death, and about a voice, a single voice, whose origin, to this day, nobody can explain.
Nashville, Tennessee, the city they call Music City, a place where the sidewalks hum with life, where the air smells like barbecue and possibility, and where every corner has a story to tell. Broadway Street, the beating heart of downtown, stretches wide and golden under the afternoon sun. Tourists pour in and out of honky-tonks. Guitarists play for anyone who'll stop and listen. And somewhere in the middle of all that beautiful chaos, our story begins.
Look at that! A boot shop. James, we have to go in.
You said that about the last 3 shops.
And I was right every time.
Meet Sarah and James, a married couple deeply in love, on a well-deserved vacation in Nashville. With them, their most precious cargo, their baby daughter, Emma, just a few months old, wide-eyed at the whole big world from her little stroller. They had no agenda that afternoon, no plans, just the simple, perfect joy of wandering.
They drifted down the strip the way only happy tourists do, unhurried, delighted by everything. They peeked into a record shop, stopped to listen to a fiddle player outside a bar, bought a cold lemonade from a sidewalk cart. Life in that moment could not have been simpler or sweeter.
They stood at the corner, other pedestrians around them. The traffic light was still red, not yet safe to cross. Sarah pushed the stroller gently, rocking Emma. James looked down at his phone for just a moment. Nothing felt wrong. Nothing looked dangerous. But beneath their feet, beneath that ordinary, cracked Nashville sidewalk, something was terribly, silently wrong.
Should we cross and check out the other side? I think there are more shops down there.
Sure, but let's wait for the light. And then, a voice. Not a shout, not a cry of alarm, just calm, clear words. 3 simple words that cut through the noise of Broadway Street like a quiet knife through silk. Let's cross the street. They crossed 12 steps, maybe 15. Simple, ordinary steps that carried them from one side of a Nashville street to the other. Emma, oblivious in her stroller, reached up and grabbed at the air. Sarah reached down and tickled her tiny hand. James looked up from his phone and smiled.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Someone call 911!
The sound hit first, a concussive boom that punched through the air and silenced every guitar on the strip. Then the smoke, then the screaming. The sidewalk, the exact square of pavement where Sarah, James, and baby Emma had been standing just moments before, erupted in a column of fire and concrete. The underground gas leak had ignited.
The emergency response was swift. Police tape went up within minutes. Fire trucks arrived, then ambulances. Investigators in hard hats moved carefully around the smoking crater where the sidewalk used to be. Word spread quickly through the onlookers. Gas leak. A rupture in the main underneath the walkway. The pressure had built beyond what the old pipes could hold, and it had finally, catastrophically, given way.
It was a gas leak. Been leaking under there, they're saying. Anyone standing on that corner when it blew? God, anyone standing there?
Hours later, back in their hotel room, the city outside their window began its nightly transformation.
Neon lights flickering on, the sound of music drifting up from the street below. Emma had fallen asleep quickly, exhausted from a full day of the world. Sarah and James sat on the edge of the bed in the quiet, the way people do when something enormous has happened and words haven't caught up yet.
James was quiet for a long moment. Then he shook his head slowly.
I said let's cross the street. I thought you said it.
James, I keep thinking about earlier, at the corner, when you said, let's cross the street.
No, I heard you. You said it. Clear as anything. Let's cross the street. Sarah, I didn't say anything. I was looking at my phone. I thought you said it. I heard you say let's cross the street, and I just followed.
James, I swear to you, I didn't say a single word. I heard your voice. I recognized your voice.
And I heard yours.
Who said it? There are those who would say a stranger in the crowd, someone nearby who saw something, sensed something, perhaps noticed the faint smell of gas escaping from the pavement, and spoke without thinking, without stopping, and moved on. That night, long after Sarah had fallen asleep, James stood at the hotel window and looked out at Nashville. The city hummed beneath him. Music from the bars, the rumble of cars on Broadway, the ordinary noise of a city that had no idea what had happened on its streets that afternoon. Or maybe it did. Cities hold their scars quietly. Maybe that is the real miracle of this story. Not just that they survived, but that they were changed by the surviving. That a family went home from Nashville not just intact, but forever softened, forever more aware of how fragile and precious and inexplicably watched over life can be. We may never know whose voice it was, but Sarah and James know one thing in the deepest possible way. That voice, whoever it belonged to, loved them. And some nights, when life is quiet and the world feels big and uncertain, that is enough. That is more than enough.